We're back with reviewing some build reviews. Starting from 551 points. 333 is totally fine. However, you don't have Awakening. So there's two things. There's either Awakening or Expert. To be honest, that's preference based. You're supposed to have both of them at 4-3. He did say he's going to work on a 4-3. Try to add an Awakening in there and then you're totally fine. It's just that this particular setup with Expert instead of Awakening, it is not wrong. Because like, it is not wrong. It is just different. It's not wrong. It's actually never wrong. You just provide more swift, was it a little bit more higher shield when you have high swiftness. High swiftness bards require Expert because their shield amount is pretty small. But you get to use less Awakening, which it sucks for the bubble and all that stuff. But it is like not crazy bad. But you know, eventually when you need to add the forefinger, which is Awakening. So high swiftness Deathblade doesn't work because your surge damage is based on your spec. You also have supercharge that doesn't work on Surge Blade. So if you're going to use supercharge, you're actually better off playing remaining energy. So there's a lot of things that is wrong here. Hold up. Was build Valten hard first week? So you did it first week clear, that's fine. But the thing is, your teammates did all the damage for you. Probably, maybe not. But he said he tested on Triction as well. Typical RE setup with 500k higher behind Surge setup is a lot easier to play than either of those setup and a lot cheaper. So the thing is, it's not wrong, okay? It's not wrong. But a proper setup that you should work on your proper setup, which is high spec, and then you have crit, and then you need to remove this increased mass, adrenaline, grudge, and then if you want to play surge, you have level 1 surge or level 3 surge. That works as well. Level 1 surge is actually like kind of off the meta because it doesn't work anymore. No, you don't have to say it's fucked because eventually at the end of the day he did beat Valten hard, right? Regardless if this team carried or not. But you don't use increased mass with Deathblade. You might be too slow. But if you like it, that's also fine because Deathblades do go Cursed All as well, so that might work. But you know, you have Adrenaline, Grudge, and then you can have something like Ambush Master, and then Surge level 3. That'll be 4 3s. And then another one that you could add is probably something like Keen Blunt, or not even Keen Blunt. But either way, you don't. There is no swiftness Deathblade build. You go full spec and crit. The reason why you go spec is spec impacts both your orb gain, and spec also impacts your search skill. So eventually you will need to change later. Okay. 14 people happy. 1465. Spec 1603. It's actually pretty big. I like the quality on the accessory. You got the swiftness. So since you go swiftness on your Shadowhunter, you need additional crits. So I see that you have adrenaline here. So you gotta have level 3 adrenaline. Nice. And then you have the raid captain because you went swiftness. And then you have the keen blunt to make your crit viable. So in this point, you're just a little bit off because one, supports don't have yearning set yet in Korea, in the US, and two, you don't have bracelets. So you're actually set in stone until like Broshaza and stuff. So in this point on, just work on your increasing your. I see this the ring is a legendary, so you can just swap this slowly. Now in this point on, it would be just increasing your gear. You have a 9/7 stone. Holy shit! But it sucks that your keen blunt is a 7 though. This is like one of those sad stones. You can't get a 9/7 and a +1, or a +2 because level 2 is going to be your keen blunt, and that's a penalty. That's the sad part. It's one of those sad parts when you have a 9/7 stone, but it's like doesn't work. So this would be a stone that will save a lot of money for relic accessories because you need less nodes. Like 4-3 is a lot cheaper than 5-3, so for relic accessories. So in this case, yeah, if you go 9-7, I would add, you know, Ether Predator here. Ether Predator works really well with Shadowhunter. That's like, that would be like another like a tip, but like I would not spend millions of gold on it. I would work on your gems and your item level, and then you're fine from this point on. You don't need to do anything else. And this legendary accessories to swap. Looks good. I'm just here to flex. The thing is, this is not a flex to me. You still have a lot to work on. So you still have a lot to work on. It's not a flex. Why increased mass not good with SH? You can use it if you want, and then notice it sucks. Guys, increased mass slows 10% of your attack speed. Like the engraving says, it will decrease your attack speed by 10%. What are you gonna do? Scratch like, or are you gonna go? Like, come on, man. Like, are you trolling? Crit 1202, swiftness 695. I like that. So for people who go sick a little bit more on swiftness, it's because they're slow, as in like you feel uncomfortable with the high and very long animations and stuff. Okay, so here you have enough crit ish. You have 3-3-3-3 3-3-3-2-1. So I might work on this adrenaline as level 4, level 3. So you have 3-3-3-3-1, or you could add a curse stone here for 3-3-3-3-2-1. But you have a 9-9. That means it's a little bit hard. This is actually like questionable because 3-3-3-2-1. It's crit based, so I think you have enough crit for shotgun, but I think you're missing just a little bit for your rifles, so you might see some white numbers on your rifles, right? And if you see white numbers on your rifles, it's pretty shambles. So you have 6 damage gems for your main skills, which is like target down, dual buckshot, sharpshooter, all that stuff. Your tripods also seem okay. You have your rifle. So when you're a gunslinger, right? Your rifle skills first. It's on my videos. It's on my gunslinger video. Rifles first, then 2 shotguns, a sharpshooter, and a dual buckshot for after, right? And then perfect shot. It's like ranked by damages. Gunslinger is pretty straightforward. It's just that there's so many things to do. So you have a little bit of everything to work on. It said I'm here for a good time. So getting your item level to 1460, I think you're just a little bit off on beating Vicus hard very easily. If you get to like 1475, I think you can go to Vicus with this engraving for sure, if they actually invite you in, because you have level 7 gems. You do enough damage, I think. But there's like just a little bit we'll work on every time, and then it seems like these guys know what they're doing. Artillerist cheap build that can get through high Vicus hard. Also, which relic set to go? So I'm looking at you're at high spec swiftness with barrage enhancement with high crit. Okay, so this is totally fine, but you know, I kind of don't like the attack power reduction. Try to remove it if you can. Why is the quality so low? Anyways, you have the crit thing, and then you have the gems. Slowly work on your gems. Nice. Okay, so you have that, and yeah, this doesn't look that bad. I would slowly work on this barrage enhancement to level 3. It seemed like 3. Okay, so after I talked to like some guys, this barricade doesn't work, by the way. But you said cheap, so I guess like it works. I'd rather have this barricade as grudge, but it seems like grudge is expensive in NA, right? So you would work on grudge a little slower. And then you have maybe barrage times level 3. So most of them go 3-3 class, and like Hitmaster, Keen Blood, and then grudge or something like that. And then you go super high spec, and then all they do is get on their fucking wheelchair and fire all their shit, and they do so much damage. That's the meta right now, at least for Artillerist. But some people find that boring though. They just get on the fucking wheelchair and do all damage. That's what they do. That's all they do. So it looks good. Striker, high spec. I'm assuming you are gonna do death blow. You have crit. You have spec. This is not high spec, by the way. But if you are death blow, yep, you are death blow with spare assortion. So you move a little faster. You have some maneuver. I like your choice. I like your choice of spare assortion because that's what I have too. Because strikers are so slow. You can remove it after you are more comfortable with the game, I think. So you're increasing a little slow, but it seems like you may find yourself filling up your bar, filling up the 4 orbs really slowly. And this is why I assume that if that is the case, I wanted you to have only 2 esoteric skills, which you do. You're not using 3, which is nice. Because some people, I was going to say it was going to be wrong if you have 3 esoteric skills, but he understands he has less spec. So he actually uses 2 esoteric skills only, which is Lightning Tiger and Tiger Emerges. Yep, this is very good. Make sure you work on your orb generation skills. So Striker is very simple. Work on your orb generation skills at level 4 first, right? Which is White Flame Kick, Esoteric Extortion for your Lightning Whisper. Sweeping Kick, I mean, you can still use it in you can still use it later if you're actually planning to do that. And then you have abundant resource on your Sky Shattering World. There's these 4 skills. Have them as level 4, guaranteed. And then you have 2 slots left, right? Work on your Lightning Kick level 4, and then add level 3 slowly. Then you have your other. So just use an HP set here. You can do that, or slowly work on the crit rate. Spec Swift, spec high spec, low Swift. You have Adrenaline instead of Precision Dagger. The problem is, I have a hunch that you might not keep your Adrenaline stack at 6% every time. You have crit rate at 8.25%. If you turn on your ignition, it's going to be, how much ignition give again? 25%. So gives you 25 plus 8 is your crit rate is only 33.25. That's actually really low. Plus 15 is going to be 48, and that 48 is okay, but I would have this as Precision Dagger because like you adding swiftness, or you have to bring crit rate. You have to bring crit combat stat. That's about it. Yeah, it might be lacking a little bit. And the issue is, since you go high spec, I don't know how the cooldowns would be on this particular swiftness because I never tried it. If you are losing Adrenaline stack, which is the Adrenaline 6 stacks, right? You lose that 15%. The problem when we had Adrenaline for the first time in Korea, the biggest problem was they think that they can keep that Adrenaline stack 100% of the time, which is funny. You actually need to keep that stack up to make Adrenaline viable. You know what I'm saying? So like, keeping that stack up takes skills, especially let's say you're an igniter, because like you have to use your blink too. I think your blink counts as a stack as well, but if you use your blink, you can't use your meter anymore, right? So you probably essentially you will need to spam your skills, but you can't really spam your skills because you have high cooldown. So Adrenaline sounds like a really good engraving, but if you can't keep your stack up, you can't use it. So in this case, if I were you, if the switch to Precision Dagger is not going to be that much of a spend, I would switch because you need to go Relic anyway. But either way, you can still do everything fine. I like how the armor changed color when you switch to the thing. I like this. I like this Chaos Dungeon build. I like that. 3 3 3 3 2 1 Chaos Dungeon build. Fucking Giga Chad. Nice. Yeah. 1477. The skin kind of looks weird. The glasses too. That's weird. I've seen this somewhere before. So swiftness is pretty high, which is great. You have the spec on the necklace only, assuming. You have drops the ether, heavy armor, awakening, blessed star expert. Nice. Like basically, so my only it's like, so you can keep this, by the way, right? My only thing is I would have vital point here, because heavy armor is kind of useless on Paladin because he's already tanky. So it's so the problem is being too tanky is actually bad. Do you know why? Because let's say I'm super tanky and never die. The thing is, the raid's gonna reset anyway if other people die. So even if you're like the only one alive, you have no one to care. Like, as in, no one to give like shields and all that stuff because all your friends die. You know? So being super tanky by yourself doesn't really help. And I would say this is being over tanky. But you can definitely keep this build. I'm not saying don't change it. I don't want you to like spend money on it and change. All cooldown gems, nice. This means that he can switch skills on the fly and still use it really well. We got a Deadeye, my friends. We got a Deadeye, spec, swift, and a little bit of crit. Enhanced weapon 1 and spare vision 2, keen blunt, cursed stole. So it's not scuffed, right? It's not scuffed, but at the same time, it might be just a little bit scuffed because you're missing one engraving. As in like this. So 33321 is exactly the same as 3333, but a little bit weaker because it's only specific classes, right? So check this out. I have an exact thing here. So you're working on your gems slowly. That's also nice. So think of it this way. Later on, if you ever get an enhanced weapon 5 and then 3 on an engraving that works, it's a very expensive It's a very expensive accessory, and I know that too because it's still expensive in Korea. 5 and a 3, 5 on a class engraving is actually super expensive. For example, 5 peacekeeper, 5 enhanced weapon, 5 energy overflow for soul fist, right? Or 5 on combat readiness. Like those kind of accessories are super expensive. So if you have something like that, very luckily, you have a lot to work with, right? So from there, you have Spirit of Sorcery level 2 already. So if you get this to level 3, what you can do is you don't need any swiftness. You can actually move all that swiftness to crit to make your keen blunt even more viable. And when you have something like Deadeye, they get a huge power spike. Deadeyes and they get a huge power spike when you finish your entropy set. So get to your item level to 1460, right? Work on your, I'm assuming you're doing like Valton too, like work on your relic gears. If Vicus, the reason why Vicus is hard is not because of your lacking of damage, it's because she moves around everywhere. You can't hit your skills, and she hits your head. She kicks you in the head once, you're like about to die. That's the issue. So work on your skills. And if you can't beat Vicus hard, just do normal and work on your entropy set slowly. Okay. Stats 1161, swiftness 713. I think 713 is a little high, but it is still fine because I kind of have around the same amount. And then you have the level 7 gems. I think 3331 is a little too small. You might need that hitmaster there, hitmaster. And this 2 move speed reduction is pretty bonkers to me. So, well, you have legendary accessories. I'm assuming you gotta switch slowly, right? You gotta switch slowly, right? So, you know, your crit is in a good spot. You know, maybe you can have just a little bit more crit and have the swiftness, or maybe you can have a ring or 2 for spec if you go relics. And make sure your engravings, you can actually go Spirit of Absorption too if it's cheaper. Going Spirit of Absorption isn't actually an option for you guys. So think of it this way. this is actually a good example for some of you guys who are thinking. They go, oh, why Spirit of Sorcery? It sucks. You know, like, why would you go Spirit of Sorcery, Albert? You go, like, you can go 3-3-3, 1. Let's say you go 3-3-3-3-1, right? As level 1 Peacekeeper. If you have level 3 Adrenaline, you can have some swiftness to cover it up with like cooldown and all that stuff. Let's say you have level 3 Spirit of Sorcery because it's cheaper, because no one really cares about Spirit of Sorcery, right? If you have level 3 Spirit of Sorcery and level 1 Peacekeeper, you have 15% additional attack speed and movement speed, right? What does that mean? You can have more spec. And having more spec does what? It increases your damage on your rifles and piercing damage on shotguns. So you can kind of balance stuff out. That saves money, and that just gets you what you want. Okay, so think of it that way. Think of it outside the box, right? If you do this, can I get more of this? You just balance everything out. This game is all about. This game is about is balancing. So, those are some of the options that I can recommend you to do. Okay. Just the F2P trying to progress every day. Nice. 499, 1597 spec. That's nice. That's nice. 33332. So you have crit. So you have both Spirit of Sorcery and Adrenaline. This just makes it like you have a good foundation, but your ceiling is lower. So basically, this version of this Shadowhunter, its ceiling is lower, but your foundation is higher. As in your lower part of the DPS is higher, but your higher part of the DPS is lower. The floor is higher. It's actually good because you have the crit, you have Adrenaline to cover up some of your crit together, and you have Spirit of Sorcery to cover up your movement speed too. What does that mean? I think this would be Hallucination instead. Or if you don't want Hallucination, what you can do is you went crit Adrenaline, right? If you go Adrenaline level 3, I'd rather have something like Keen Blunt, right? And take away Raid Captain and put Hitmaster or Cursed All. That's also, and then go Salvation. That works. That works. But if you want to keep your accessories, if you want to keep your Spirit of Sorcery, I would put this Adrenaline into Keen Blunt instead. I would put this into Keen Blunt and then have Hallucination. Because if you have Hallucination set, your Keen Blunt's going to be viable. Because Hallucination itself is going to give you 20% crit rate, and that's huge. 20 plus the 30% from Transformation, that's already 50. And then you have 17.9, and then you have the crit synergy as well. That's a higher ceiling. So to increase your higher ceiling, this would be Keen Blunt. If you're going Hallucination, that is. And then you have Grudge, Keen Blunt, Ambush Master, Adrenaline. So you have Adrenaline plus some crit. So your Keen Blunt weapon is pretty much viable. You gotta get Entropy set. Your Keen Blunt's gonna be even more. And little did you know, Lightning Whisper gives you 18% crit rate too. So this Adrenaline is very good. Going Entropy as well. But you can actually allocate more crit stat into spec or swiftness if you want. The reason why is because you have 18% crit synergy plus entropy, which is 20%, 18 to 22%. And then you have your adrenaline, which is 15%. So what is that total? So you have 18, so you have 15 plus 18 plus 18 to 22. So let's just say you're 20. And then that's 53 already, right? And then you have your crits. You don't need that crit stat. Did I add entropy? I did, right? Hold up. So you have 15 adrenaline, entropy 20, and then you have 18 on synergy. That's 53. And then you have a plus 10 on back attack, 63. And then if you have a card, it's plus 7, which is 70. But you will probably use Light of Salvation though. So this is Lightning Whisper's 10? 18? Wait, Lightning Whisper's 10? I thought it was 18. It's 18, man. What are you smoking? I thought I was wrong. Holy shit. Guys, it's 18, man. You think Striker is weak? Striker's strong. Striker's strong, dude. 10% is Gunslinger and Deadeye. Entropy 17. Yeah, entropy 17, but if you get it to level 2, it's 20. And then if you get it to level 3, it's 22. And what am I missing? So 10% back, and so this is without any crit stat. So wow, you're gonna have around 60 to 70%, which is viable for Keen Blunt without any crit stat. Where is this crit stat gonna go? All swiftness or some more spec makes it strong, makes that balancing. Blue Gunlancer. Blue Gunlancer does not use Hitmaster. This Hitmaster needs to be Adrenaline. Either Adrenaline, Sablast status, Spirit Absorption. Why Spirit Absorption? Because Gunlancer's slow. Well, you can go Adrenaline and Sablast status. That works too. Let me show you why Hitmaster doesn't work. Shield attack, main DPS, head attack, bash, head attack, leap attack doesn't, guardian doesn't, shield charge doesn't, but your main skill, one of your main skill is head attack. Anyways, yeah, as long as you can increase your item level, you can do Vicus hard with Gunlancer. Gunlancer is pretty tanky. I'm pretty sure you got the Nightmare set too, so it's good. The fuck is this? All right, 496 spec, 1636 swiftness. That's fine. Magic Stream. Bards don't use Magic Stream. That's because Magic Stream is for classes that don't get hit as much, which is Artist and Paladin. Bards needs to go closer for shield, so they tend to be a little closer. So this is a wrong engraving, but it's not bad. It's like, as in, it's fine. It's fine as long as you don't get hit. Okay. I like the 7s. I like the 4s. And the runes. Got a lot of runes too. You got the Gale one, you got everything. You got Judgment, Conviction, Legendary too. That's big. My only problem is your Magic Stream. That's it. Because you need heavy armor. You need heavy armor. You're missing heavy armor. P.S. Heavy armor is for losers. Can't get 5 ring, doesn't exist in the market. Okay. I mean, you don't have to go heavy armor if you don't want to, but I think you need heavy armor. All right. 1610 spec, nice. I like that spec. I like how you focused on your spec. What is your engraving going to be? 3331. 33331. You know what, man? I don't know how good remaining energy level 1 is, but I would flip this over. Remaining energy 3 and then adrenaline 1. Because I have no idea if remaining energy is good. Because my friend, it sounded like remaining energy is good. Remaining energy level 1 is good if you have 5 3s and a 1. Because if you have 5 3s and a 1, you have another damage engraving to cover it up. But if you are remaining energy 1 and have 4 engravings, you're actually missing that percentage, right? So it's like that's, you know, it's like that increasing, you know? So I don't know. I don't know too much of it, but I'm more of those types that like safer builds, like, you know, where your build is safe, and that would be level 3 on remaining energy instead of having level 1, because remaining energy it gives you the buff after you search, so that buff increases so much. Like, let's see the differences, guys. Let's see the difference since I have it up here. So when you do remaining energy, it seems like it's 816 to 25% on attack, and attack speed, movement speed at 6%. So when you're at level 3, it's attack speed, movement speed 12%, with 12%, 24, and 36%. So technically using all your diamond nodes for 25 versus 36 for 15 diamond nodes or 5 diamond nodes. I guess it's not that good, but the reason why I think it's good is because of that 12% movement speed and attack speed. Because Deathblade is kind of slow, as far as I know. Deathblade is not zooming. It's a little slower class, if you ask me. Not as slow as like Gunlancer, but it's kind of slow, you know? It is slow. It only feels fast. It only feels fast if you use your remaining energy at level 3. 3. Yeah. So yeah, you know what? It's just me. It's just me. I'd rather have level 3 remaining energy. And then increase your eye level. Guys, 5-3 is actually really hard to get, so you don't have to be... I understand though. I think I understand where the problem is. You guys are trying to go 5-3 and the accessories are so expensive to a point that you can't get 5-3. Little did you guys know, you don't need 5-3 until Clown. As in like, actually even, let me tell you the truth actually. I didn't beat Clown with 5-3s. I went 4-3s and a 1. Okay? I got kind of carried, but I didn't do 0 damage. Carried. How much did you pay for the bus? I mean, we were all blind. Like, all the streamers were all blind. Let me tell you once more. So, let's say... Okay. Let's say you do... Let's say your punch is 5 damages. And you punch 10 times. If you miss 8 times, how much damage you do? I mean, this is common sense. I'm pretty sure someone's gonna say, this is common sense. Why is he explaining this? Okay, so check this out. If my punches, 1 punch equals 10 damage, right? In 1 minute, I can punch 10 times. If I miss 8 punches, how much damage do I do? 20 damage in 1 minute, right? So, 5-3 vs 5, 4-3, and a 1 is how many? Let's say it's 10% damage difference. Well, okay, let's go 20. Let's say you're missing. So you're going from what? Since you're going 10 damage, you're doing 12 damage per punch. If I miss 8 punches, you do what? You do 24 in 1 minute. Then what do you need to do? Just punch 3 times. Don't miss 8 punches. You know one thing that's funny? You guys always make fun of me for missing like all the awakenings and the skills and stuff. You know goddamn well you guys miss everything too. How many punches are these? A lot? 16? Fucking what the fuck? Wait, what is this emo? I never miss. Fucking face is so smug. Can you make it so the ads don't cut you mid-sentence? I wish I can, but I have no idea how to do that. Wait, how do you do that? How do you do that? Am I supposed to go? Wait, do I just go? Oh, I think there's gonna be an ad. I'm gonna stop talking. Okay, so this is... Oh, man, you guys are so funny today. What's going on, man? Thank you for the sub. So, as I was continuing, I might talk about it more later. Let's say you do 10% less damage. You can hit 10% more. That's how you beat the raid. Don't FOMO on your builds. And then if you go like, but no one lets me in, they gatekeeping me. Go make your goddamn party. and invite people who are weaker than you. I know you're sorry ass want to get everyone wants to get fucking carried. You make your own party. Let's say, oh, no one's inviting me. It's like, let's say you're 1445 with 4 threes. You try to join a party, they gatekeep you, right? And then they go, everyone's gatekeeping me. You make your own party, and let's say a 1445 tries to join your party, you'll probably go, I think he's too weak. You motherfuckers, man. I know exactly what you're doing. That shit happened in Korea server too. Everyone wants people stronger than them. They want to party with stronger people than yourself. Fucking greedy ass motherfuckers. I know that shit. Because I did it too. Goddamn right! The free ass country. Alright. So you have crit 1501 swiftness. You have too much crit. But you are ready. So let me see your engravings. Kurstal, Keen Blunt. You can probably add Ray Captain after you have way too much crit. So I think Berserker should have 700 to 800 swiftness. Okay. Why? Because that makes the raid captain very viable when they transform. And you also have a 7% crit rate here. You gotta see some hella yellow numbers, huh? Yeah, so it looks like you have an extra earring that you gotta swap. Put that into swiftness. And you'll thank me later. Other than that, you're ready. As a Mayhem Zerker, should I go full Nightmare? I think you should go full Nightmare. Nightmare is one of the best DPS relic gear ever. Oh, thank you for the gifted subs. Thank you. I'm pretty sure I made you guys laugh a lot for the last 10 minutes. I think we had like a moment there. A funny moment. Maybe that's why they're gifting subs, because I made some of you laugh a lot, huh? Holy shit, that's a lot of crit. You have the Final Strike build though. Final Strike, you have the 56.94, and then you have Reflux, and then you have Adrenaline. So this 56.91 is fine because you have you have 56.94% plus 5. Then you have 5% more, which is 61% crit rate. 61% crit rate, and then Reflux doesn't give you crit, so you are fine. And then you have all out attack for casting. You actually don't have enough crit rate for Final Strike, so I would adjust this into power. What is that skill called? Power, overwhelming power, whatever. The other one. You're still the casting. You're still doing the casting Sork. Final Strike is viable if you're like 80 plus, I think. Anyways, good. Thank you. Oh, Magic Amp, yeah. Change your tripods to Magic Amp. You'll actually see a boost in DPS, and nice gems too. And then your items are fine. You have 1475, so you are ready for bro shot. Vikings hard. Bro shots are hard. Not ready. Magic Amp works for Reflux, of course. It gives you increased damage. Yeah, it says it gives you 55% additional damage, but if you are on if you are activating your ignition, it gives you 20% more. So initially, you get the flat 55% damage increase. Does that make sense? But the crit tripods give the 200% crit damage. That's also true. However, crit damage is additive, right? So if you don't have a certain amount of crit rate, it actually does less than giving flat damage. You need sufficient amount of crit rate to justify the amount of crit damage. And I don't know the actual math. It's somewhere around there. It's like two graphs going like this, right? It's like two graphs going like this, and the bottom part was crit. It was like, hold on. So basically, it was like this, two graphs going like that, and this was like 60, and this was like 70, 80. Some math wizards do it, and then you go like up to here is when final strike is better, and up to here is when like the amplification is better. Oh, this is stuff I saw, but it makes sense. It makes sense. It made sense. All right, let's go over. It's source specific. Yes. Blue Gunlancer, 485, 1540, 1545. I like that. I like that. I like this spec. Blue Gunlancer, you need a lot of spec, guys. 33331. This is also very, very solid. I like it also. Now you gotta change that necklace to a better spec probably. I like the Adrenaline level 3. So Adrenaline level 3 plus crit stat is the highest ceiling. Why is it highest ceiling? Is because you have the highest crit rate, right? And to have the highest crit rate, the better. And then I like your gems too. You got the proper gems. You got shield charge, you got bash, leap attack, Nilashio's energy, guardian thunderbolt, right? Shield bash and shout of hatred. You got the perfect gem setup. It's just that so if you guys want to know when since we're looking at this, if you guys want to know the actual combination for it, your bash needs to be the main source, and then you level the cooldown gems after. I'm gonna talk about this when we're going more advanced guide on my Gunlancer. I'm gonna go over both, but usually basically if your bash is 8, if your bash level is 8, what you do is every single other gems can be 7, and then other gems can be 0. The reason why is because your skill rotation is based on your bash. That's why if your bash is level 8 gem, everything else can be 7. If your bash is level 10, everything else can be 9, so that you can rotate skills faster. It squeezes into like it's like a bash thing. Like one bash, you can use 2 skills, and then you can bash again to use the other skill. Does that make sense? So having a bunch of level 7s actually doesn't make you do more damage. It has to balance out so that you can rotate easier. And then you have your card set too. Look, the fucking Mokoko hit gets me every time, man. Holy fuck, this Mokoko hit emote is so funny. Fuck. Oh my god. He's bashing. He's ATK assuming I have rotation as Blue Gunlancer and don't just button mash, guys. Don't put your downs. Don't put you guys down. Don't stop. What do you call it? Stop underjudging yourself, guys. You guys are good players. I know you do proper rotation with Blue Gunlancer. You guys are not just spamming skills, right? Right? I hope so. Alright, thanks. 1460, 1000, 469, 419. I'm afraid that you're lacking a little bit on crit, but I think if you're okay with seeing some white numbers, that's fine. Actually, you're not okay, because you have level 2 Crystal and you have level 1 Adrenaline. Maybe you've said something here. Yep. Waiting for Crystal Legendary and going to swap 1 ring to crit instead of Swiftness. Okay, perfect. That's perfect. I was going to say that, and then he said he's going to do it. Then you're fine. Now my other recommendation is, getting your tripods. I'm pretty sure working on that. Plus 1 your armor. Gunslingers. As a gunslinger main at this time, I was a gunslinger main at this time. I only have my gunslinger, I have my bard, and I have my scouter. I have 3 characters that are about 1460 and 1475 range. Always plus 1 your armor. You're gonna thank me later, because it is fucking hell playing Gunslinger in Vikings hard. Like I can't stress this out enough. You'll thank me later. Someone that I have experienced earlier. Yeah, like it fucking hurts. It fucking hurts. Yeah, pet crit, guys. So last time we talked about pet crit is pet crit doesn't give you 10% crit. What pet stat does is it gives you 10% of the stat that you designate to. Because some people actually thought 10% crit is actually 10% crit. It's not. So if you have a spec pet, it increases 10% of the stat that you have. I was that people. I mean, don't be sad about it, because they translated it wrong apparently, right? Holy shit, I didn't know that. Oh no! Oh! Guys, you know what my goal is? Let's try to get it to 300. And I should stop. Maybe I should do 150 every day. Maybe I'll do 150 again next week.